it is, baby.
Can't remember. Everybody hears us when you got the music going, right? We're live, like people hear us right now.
Oh yeah, yep, definitely, most definitely.
I'm just making sure because I want people to hear that beautiful voice of mine. You're here with Clint, Ryan, and Hunter. We're bringing you the Delirious Dads Gaming Podcast.
Episode 91.
About to hit that 100 gold.
So go ahead and crack open that NyQuil and sit back and relax and enjoy a soothing episode of gaming news and Xbox Series X, brother.
Why do they need to crack open the NyQuil? I got lost on that one.
Well, because, it's that time of year. Everybody's going to think they got COVID now because you're going to wake up with a sore throat every morning.
Yep.
A little bit of nasal drainage.
I know.
I already been through that, dude. I was really congested yesterday. I was like, oh, it's over for me. Which I'm not really scared. It's the same thing with me. I don't want to be around. I don't want to be quarantined in my own house from my wife and my kid.
See, I think that's the way all of us are, right? We're all just
if it does happen, though,
I just don't want the
guest room TV. I'm taking the guest. No, never mind. I'm just gonna quarantine in the guest room and just bring my PlayStation in there.
I'll just openly admit there would be no quarantine for the Maddox family. We got it. You're getting it. It's just the way it is.
That's kind of what I would think too, but I don't know. We would see.
He didn't want to speak out of turn there for you. Okay, so you shared to the Delirious Dads gaming group, correct, Ryan?
I have not yet, but it's happening right now.
Okay. Because like every update that Facebook gives me on my iPhone, it just gets worse and worse. Now you can't even hardly access our page.
Nice.
I had to do a workaround just to get there.
That's weird. Mine has no issues at all.
Yeah, it's because Facebook sucks, and obviously they have a problem with Apple.
Facebook seems like more like they'd be butt buddies with Apple.
You'd think. That's not the way it's been working.
I'm all shared up.
Okay, I'm going to share Ryan Maddox's post because I can't get anything else to work on this freaking piece. I might go to Android after this little...
Have you ever tried to do it on your computer? Like pull up Facebook on your computer and do it?
Yeah, I could. I already have like 15 windows pulled up, so I just don't feel like create more. It's more of a Clint thing,
Heard that.
You know how your boy be. Alright, I'm shared up anyway, so we're good. Alright. Let's get it.
It'd be hilarious if that door slammed shut and it just went up to a 10. We're like, what?
Oh, 10.
There it goes.
Oh, she got me.
The deal.
She got me.
No,
She's on me.
no, I got the deal.
Going.
We're Delirious Dads Gaming.
So are you going to be a gamer that's a dad, or are you going to be a dad that's a gamer?
Go check out the Delirious Dads Gaming Podcast, available today on your favorite podcast platforms and at the website deliriousdadsgaming.com. The Delirious Dads Gaming Podcast is a gaming podcast geared towards dads who are gaming enthusiasts. They don't take themselves so serious that they can't have fun. They include fun, joking banter that keeps the content both entertaining and relaxing. They bring gaming news.
The Halo Infinite teaser seems like it's marking the return of the Banished.
Dr. Disrespect, so Twitch has permanently banned him and nobody knows why.
Game reviews.
Crackdown 3, worst reviewed game of this century.
Tips and tricks. And gaming quizzes with a dad perspective in mind. If you're a gamer, but life keeps you too busy to keep up, they have your back. Check it out today on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Twitch, YouTube, and more. That's the Delirious Dads Gaming Podcast. You can also find them on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Search Delirious Dads Gaming. Delirious Dads Gaming Podcast at deliriousdadsgaming.com. Go check it out now.
Tonight's episode is brought to you by Click Gaming, a freelance esports tournament company based out of Oklahoma. If you're located in the U.S. and need esports services, this is the ultimate gaming company for you. Contact Johnny Weaver at icychiller@att.net. That's ICYCHILLER. On this episode of the Delirious Dads Gaming Podcast.
To buy or not to buy?
I got the news that's going to cure your blues.
Amazon's moving as slow as the U.S. election ballot counting. I'm serious.
Ooh.
And now, the Delirious Dads Gaming Podcast.
And welcome everybody to another wonderful Green Day. It's the Delirious Dads Gaming Podcast, episode 91. We're talking Xbox Series X release today, Ryan. We can't hear you.
I don't know why. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're unmuted.
Oh, that's because the mute button was clicked. I said I don't know why. Obviously I did.
Yeah.
Love you guys. Sorry. I was crunching down a taco during that little video. Didn't want you guys to hear my fatness. But what I'm talking about is obviously Xbox Series X. We're going to be talking about it. It's finally out today. You've had some people that have had their hands on it, but couldn't talk about too much because they're just kind of pre-reviewers. Mm-hmm. And then now you've got everybody and their grandma putting review videos out. And, I'm not going to tell you whether it's good or bad yet. You're going to have to wait. But I can tell you that I am excited that we're 8 episodes from 100.
Yeah,
and that's a pretty big deal to us. So it's pretty cool. Yeah,
it is a really big deal. Of course, tonight I'm going to be bringing you some gaming news. I got a little bit of Xbox Series X gaming news, but I'm not going to dive into any details of the actual console. More of when you're expected to get your console. Also got some news on Fortnite, Call of Duty, and more. That's going to be in the gaming news section. But Hunter Venable's with us tonight. He's just going to be chilling, hanging out with his wintry background. Hunter,
his outfit goes good with his background.
That's right.
And it's not even his regular 80s. He's still played into the background. Mm-hmm. I get jealous of him almost every episode.
It's just what it is, man. I stay prepared.
Well, guys, let's head on over. Check out some gaming news. Leaks for Geeks. That's right, guys. It's time for the Leaks for the Geeks. And tonight I'm bringing it big because I wasn't sure how much Ryan was going to have on his end. All things considered, sometimes you're not sure what they're going to be giving you on day one release. Mm-hmm. So, but first off, we are going to step right into the game of Fortnite. We talk about this game, I feel like, a decent amount. We had recently talked about a little bit of a drop in popularity, maybe. Yeah, yeah. But it looks like Epic Games has maybe some more plans in store. That being said, we're talking about a possible monthly subscription to the game. So
wait, it's always been free, hasn't it?
It has always been free, yes.
So you're going to go from free and slowing down to charging.
Yes.
I got to hear more.
But I think this is going to be like an opt-in option.
Okay.
Here we go. A recent survey sent to players was shared on Twitter by noted leaker FireMonkey, asking players their thoughts on a potential recurring bundle. And then right here they have the survey listed. We're just going to talk about the details that were within the survey. Says here that the survey showed players an image suggesting that a bundle would offer 1,000 V-Bucks, which says is worth about $8 each month, as well as an instant access to each season's battle pass, which will be set paying customers back another 8 or so every 3 months, give or take.
Okay.
And then it says there's also a monthly crew pack offering early access to a skin, pickaxe, and back bling, as well as asking players what they understood would be included in the potential subscription. The survey queries how much they'd be willing to pay for it, with about $15.99 US and $18.99 is some of the prices that they floated here in this survey.
I don't think we're allowed to say query anymore. I don't.
So yeah, that overall the response seems pretty positive amongst fans of the game, but there's no guarantee that they're going to implement this. It seems like they're just
I'm with you.
Other options.
This is not a subscription for playing. This is a subscription for those guys who already spend a bunch of money on it to kind of have a steady flow with maybe you're getting a better deal than usual kind of a thing on all these little extras.
Maybe a little bit of a discount. Yeah.
Right.
I may have missed it. Did you give a price for it already or no?
Yeah, they floated the idea of maybe doing like a $16 one and an $18 one. Or I say it's $15.99 and $18.99.
And that's yearly or monthly?
That would be monthly. So
yeah, so you're paying $18.99 for maybe $25 worth of stuff.
Right.
It doesn't sound like a huge discount.
Right.
No.
If they want you to sign up for a monthly, it's got to be for like 50%, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You got to be getting a good discount.
To me, this is a way to get like a boost from your, like you said, from your already active players. Like, hey, he might not buy $17 worth of or $16 worth of product in a month, but if we put him on the subscription plan, we get a little more out.
Yeah,
of it.
but it might be that guy that buys 30 here and there, and he thinks, yeah, you know what, 16, I always get this stuff. Yeah, and ends up spending more than he thinks he will. Yeah. But I get what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, for the right guy, it might be real good, but I mean, I don't know.
I'm the guy that pays $15 for WoW, and I buy each expansion game. So
yeah, I get it. Yeah,
I can't be too snooty about it.
But you're not buying a $25 fairy suit when you play WoW, are you?
No.
Okay, there's lines where you got to draw. In the pixels, there has to be lines.
25, isn't there? $25.
Yes. Yeah, but he's not buying it.
I'm not buying it. Yeah, I don't have to buy that. Yeah.
I think Clint has bought a $20 mount before, though.
I have.
Just so everybody knows. Yeah, I think I remember that. Yeah.
More than a mount.
I've
multiple mounts.
Paid for that service, but
gotcha.
I bought a little panda that does like kung fu stuff. This is before the Karate Pandas came out for Pandaria. So just a little guy that follows you around.
So it's before the Karate Pandas, but after Kung Fu Panda, probably.
No, this is before Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah, he had to throw that in there so he could
credit. Kung Fu Panda has been out for what, 15 years? So how was this before that?
The Pandaren were in Warcraft 3.
Which would have been how long ago?
Gosh, 2002 maybe.
Okay, so you're drawing it close. We're gonna have to look this up, folks.
Well, let me type it up. Warcraft 3.
I mean, because what's the coincidence that they're going to come up with a Kung Fu Panda? And so I'm thinking here, well, maybe Kung Fu Panda came up because of Warcraft. It's possible because Warcraft's such a big game, and I know that Jack Black
in 2008.
Jack Black has played some World of Warcraft for sure.
Oh, okay. Well, July 2002 was when Warcraft 3 came out. Dang, that was a pretty dang good guess, boys.
Yeah. So that makes me wonder if the movie was influenced by World of Warcraft. That's very interesting.
Maybe. Now, the thing about Warcraft 3, that this is a little hint out there, not hint, but like a little side information for you guys, a little nugget of information if you're a Blizzard fan. Warcraft 3 and World of Warcraft were actually being developed at the same time, which is why the art style looks similar. That's why it was like a seamless transition. Anywho.
So Warcraft 3 was before World of Warcraft, though, wasn't it?
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It launched. It released 2002, and then Warcraft World of Warcraft launched 2004, officially, I believe.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, that's
and
it.
then your life launched into the black hole 2007.
No, mine was like 2009-ish. That's where they really got me. Because before that, I couldn't afford to pay a subscription.
Hey, good thing is they've kept you for a long time, and you've kept the neck fat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like a
Yep. I'm
Oh
level.
my gosh.
I'm level 225. Unfortunately, I'm growing with those levels.
Let's not talk about my level.
Oh man. Okay, so we've been talking about a little bit of Xbox news here, guys. Xbox Game Pass is offering a little special something for their subscribers. It says here that Microsoft is adding a month of Disney Plus to its Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscription this week. So they say here, if you've never been a Disney Plus subscriber, you'll be able to claim 1 month free from the perks gallery on the Xbox console or through the Xbox Game Pass mobile app.
Okay. Now just to make sure I'm remembering right, the Ultimate is the one that gives you the PC along with it, right? You got Xbox.
I believe so. Yeah.
I think so too.
It also says here in the article, kind of go into the.
Oh yeah, it gives you a PC and phone now. That's right. You can actually, I think, play even over on your phone if you have one of the newer phones. Yeah, like the Note 2, not 2, but 20, like I've got.
So I guess it like hooks up to whatever controls you put to it, like the little controllers you can buy for them.
Well, yeah, you can link your Xbox controller to your phone now, like a real Xbox controller.
So it actually displays it. Okay.
Yeah, pairs via Bluetooth.
Okay, that's pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm.
They also say here in the article, kind of on a side note, that Epic Games is also running its own promotion. Fortnite players who make real money purchases of in-game items like V-Bucks and our new Disney Plus subscribers can get up to 2 months of the streaming service for free. And then it says that this little deal here from Xbox is arriving just in time because you have season 2 of The Mandalorian. Yep.
We've definitely enjoyed, what do you call it? Disney Plus. No, Disney Plus altogether. It's been
good.
Yeah, definitely. If you guys don't have it as parents, I've definitely recommended it. It's got plenty on there. We go back like in the holidays, like right now we're going back, we're watching like those old school Disney Channel movies, you know, like that you remember when you was a kid, you just loved them. They're on there, you know, Don't Look Under the Bed, stuff like that.
Yeah, they were clutch for Halloween, Hocus Pocus, stuff like that. Yeah,
I was over there watching Simpsons Treehouse of Horrors, you know.
Yeah, I would totally delete Netflix and Hulu before I got rid of Disney.
Yeah.
Well, you get Hulu with it though, really. I mean, the only way to go is to get the package.
You get the bundle, and you also get ESPN Plus with it, I think.
Yeah, that's the only way.
I tried to bundle it a while back, and it messed up, and I never did it again. So I need to go ahead and bundle.
I was a little bit depressed about my HBO Max because it doesn't have all the movies that I'd like. You know, like I felt like I was going to get a little more.
I hear you. I haven't even explored HBO Max since I found out I had it, so I don't know what's up.
There's some good stuff, but they don't have everything, and then there's just certain movies you'd think they have that they don't have, and you know.
Yeah.
So what do you get that on? How did you guys pay extra for that, or what?
By having AT&T unlimited plan.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So that was awesome. Also, guys, just to throw it out there, if you're going to redeem this free month, you got to do it by March 2nd, 2021. So there you go. So check that out. Let's see here. I don't know which one I want to talk about first. We'll go ahead and talk about this. We're going to talk about Square Enix, guys.
Yeah, talk about Square Enix. That's what I was going to say.
Yep. Square Enix's game division, Digital Entertainment, HD Games, has posted operating loss of more than $48 million. Yeah, it's rough.
Whoa. Hold on. $48 million only matters if we know what their full number was. You get what I'm saying? Because if we're talking about a $48 million fluctuation of $2.4 billion, then, you know what I mean? Yeah.
All right, Ryan. We're talking about this specific $48 million loss.
All right. Okay.
48 million though, man.
What's
48
it-
million's
It's
a big-
attached to something.
Is it saying this year they've had a 48 million loss?
Well,
Or what do you mean?
I'm not done yet.
Okay, I'm listening.
Says, while the publisher stopped short of giving a definitive reason for the loss, the period the financial report reflects includes fiscal information up to the end of September 2020. The same month, its expensive live service title, Marvel's Avengers, was released. Says, as detailed by PC Gamer, the publisher didn't release the sales figures of Crystal Dynamics' highly anticipated superhero game, but its MMO division, which concerns games like Final Fantasy 14, posted profits across both periods. Says Japanese-based industry analyst David Gibson posted on Twitter that the loss was driven by Marvel's Avengers, as volumes were 60% of plan, adding it's implied that the game cost over $100 million to make, but only sold $3 million. He goes on to say, it looks like the total cost of the game is closer to $170 million to $190 million, given they only expensed 70% of costs in the quarter, plus marketing costs. Why someone didn't stop this multiplayer beta sooner is a mystery.
Oh my God.
That seems like a lot of money for a game. Do normal games cost $200 million? Jeez.
But you got to think that's probably buying licensing rights and things from Marvel. I'm sure they.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but how much does a normal game cost? Because I thought like a normal game doing well was around $100 million, like in sales. So I would expect that the game takes $8 million to make. You know what I mean? So right now my mind is kind of like, what the heck? What are we talking about?
We need to look that up. We need to research that and see.
When you said that number, I was really thinking back.
So I think 48 million maybe across the board, Ryan. I don't know.
Yeah, it's for the quarter.
Yeah. So it doesn't seem to line up with it wouldn't just be I think they're attributing it to Marvel's Avengers game.
But if they spent $200 million on one game, then I am right. They're making billions. There's no, you know what I mean? Whoa, that's a lot of money.
It also says too, in a new state of the game post, the developer confirmed that until the official launch next year, you'll still be able to play the next game. Oh no, that's the wrong part. Here's this is what I'm looking for. Says that Crystal Dynamics recently confirmed that Marvel's Avengers won't reach PS5 and Xbox Series X or Series S until 2021.
Oh, wow.
But I can't even believe they're going to release it on that. I mean, I guess they're hoping people will buy it.
Here's your answer, guys. The average cost of a AAA game on the market from develop to launch is 60 to 80 million.
Okay.
Well,
that would make sense though, right? So they just went way over on budget on this little deal.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they definitely went way over. That just makes you think, dang, what does a game?
But I think games bring in more than 100 million.
Yeah, I can't think in my mind why you need that much money to make a game.
Yeah. Well, I should say a game like GTA or a game like Call of Duty or a game like Elder Scrolls, games like that probably.
Yeah, those are AAA games. That's why I'm looking up AAA games. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, they're losing money, but they say Square Enix says that they can recover. So we shall see.
Yeah, I'm sure they were. They're a big game. They got plenty of figures out there.
And you get some of these indie games that didn't hardly put a fraction of that into making their games, and then it blows up.
Yep.
They make a couple million.
For sure. All right, guys. Well, the next piece of information we got is a little game called Dead by Daylight. So I know you guys like this game. I do have plans to pull up the trailer here for you guys. I didn't figure you guys want sound because all it is just music playing in the background. So I am going to pull that video up in just a second, and we're going to just take a look at it. But basically the gist of it is Dead by Daylight is officially going to be bundled with the next gen consoles. So that means that you're going to be able to play it on your Xbox Series X. You're going to be able to play it on PlayStation 5. It's going to basically have updated graphics. It says here that it would appear on Xbox Series X on November 10th and would be available day one on PlayStation 5, meaning you'll be able to grab it on November 12th in some regions and on November 19th in the rest of the world. And they just basically say that the whole game itself is going to have a graphical overhaul. They also did a new killer trailer, and it looks freaking sick. It's basically this killer mom with a baby that detaches from her wound. Not her womb, but her wound. She's got a big like chest wound, and the baby comes after the players and basically alarms her as to where you're at.
Sounds terrifying.
And
Yeah,
attacks
that's super
you.
creepy.
Yeah, and then it shows the baby go back into her chest, like sits inside the wound, kind of.
It's gross.
And of course, it's not like a cute baby; it's a
demonic looking little baby. Yeah,
creature. So you have that, but let's pull this up real quick, guys, and we're gonna check this out and see what Ryan and Hunter think of the graphical presentation of the game.
Just so you guys know, as he's about to launch this video, I did pull up, what Modern Warfare is and Warzone when you're talking about revenue.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about $1 billion each. $1 billion.
Yeah.
Jeez. So it's worth putting 100 million in.
Yeah.
For sure. Golly.
If it's a game like
If it's a game like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Not
for
not
sure.
Avengers.
Yeah. We had some hopeful thoughts, but I think we all had agreed though there just wasn't enough gameplay there.
Mm-hmm.
And so like the longer you get into no gameplay, the more nervous you get. It's
Like, wait a second, I'm getting delayed.
Yep. All right, that's one of my things with Cyberpunk 2020 or 2077. Just not enough there for me to really bite in, but people are pumped, so we'll see what happens. All right, so let's watch this trailer real quick, guys. See what you think.
Alrighty.
There you go.
PlayStation.
So up res textures, you can tell, especially
Yeah.
some.
I don't know. I feel like they're comparable to PlayStation 1, but
Yeah. Well, I agree. I agree with him 100% because Dead by Daylight is not a super high graphic game. Like it's very dynamic and it's a very good game. But I do not think that he said PlayStation 1. I'm thinking Xbox One when I said I agree. Just so you guys know.
Oh, okay.
I'm thinking it's not at par for what do you call it, for the new games. It's a good looking game and that looks better than what we've been playing. But if you were to compare it to like some of these other games that are actual next generation games, it's definitely more like upper level Xbox One graphics, or maybe even not quite there. You know what I mean?
I feel like
Don't
most of that too. Most of that was didn't look like it was playable. That was just like a cinematic.
Yeah, I was mainly looking at the scenes that look like real. Yeah, because the cinematic ones,
Like
you
I
can't
was looking at the one where the characters like the killer's moving, like walking to the player. You can kind of tell that was more gameplay.
But if you compared that with Resident Evil 2 Remake, Resident Evil 2 Remake still better. You get what I'm saying?
I definitely think
from a lost console.
what will make this game better is textures and maybe shadowing done better.
Yeah.
If you can really get your shadowing, because right now, or you can't say right now, I haven't played it in a while, but last time we played it, it's just a huge dark mist that you're walking through. And I think if they got some shadowing down a little better in it,
A little more dynamic on the shadowing.
yeah, some depth, like having some rays of light come through trees and like
Yeah.
through
And
the fog.
I think the sound's phenomenal, but I agree with that on the lighting.
I want some more gore too. Like I need it to be a little more like when they stab my character, I want to see like a hole in my chest, not just some blood splatter at the camera, but nothing really happens in my avatar.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Yeah.
I agree.
So make it a little more
Your
impactful.
guts are kind of spilling out when you're hanging on the hook.
Right,
yeah, I get it. Yeah.
You know, all of a sudden Michael stabs me 5 times in the chest, and my guy's still just nice, clean skin, you know.
Right,
But blood's flying everywhere, and it's like, come on, guys.
Mm-hmm.
You can do a little better than that. But anyway, I shared another link to you guys. Let's go ahead and watch the killer trailer because we're all here. Let's just have a good time and do it.
It's the new killer?
Yeah, this is the new killer.
Yeah, I want to see this.
You guys tell me when you're ready, and we'll hit play.
Oh, we're gonna do it together this time?
Yeah, I put the link there in Discord for you.
Give me 1 second.
This is the this patch is going to be a binding of kin. So here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, God.
That's my boy right there. I level up with that guy.
Oh, God.
It's like they took Gollum and put a little weight on him.
Yep. The mommy's not even that scary looking, you know? It's just that nasty creature. Anyway, there you guys go.
Well, and that wasn't even the true art form, right? That was kind of a cel-shaded kind of a preview.
They've got some gameplay of it, too.
Yeah, I'm sure she looks quite a bit different.
Yeah, but I want to do a Dead by Daylight podcast.
No, I hear you.
But maybe after the podcast, we'll check it out.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. Call of Duty is now going to be introducing private matches for Warzone.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I think this is going to go a long way for esports.
For sure.
I think
100%.
I think Click Gaming will be using some Warzone type tournaments. It says that the mode requires various player counts to start the match, and there are currently 3 modes available. Those include Battle Royale, 50 players required to start, also has squad variations. You're going to have Plunder, that's going to be 30 players required to start, also has squad variations. And then you're going to have a mini Battle Royale, which is 24 players required. This also includes, included in the new patch notes are going to be your general improvements overall to the game. They do say that they're fixing weapons, so the weapon glitch hopefully is fixed. It says here on your PC update, there are high resolution texture packs. So these are to help with patch sizes and disk space. High res textures will be downloaded while playing using on-demand texture streaming. This option will kick in for those of you who are playing with texture resolution set to high, and it will stream textures for operators and weapons. And you'll also be able to control the daily texture streaming limit and the size of your cache. The new update will be around 33 gigabytes. It says here that texture streaming won't be available for consoles. You'll just have to download the texture pack separate. So to me, that says that they're just streaming those models, like they said here, the weapons and the operators, to cut down on how much is on your disk.
Yeah, and to help with probably a little bit of speed, right? If it's backloading in the cloud, kind of, and your computer's not having to run it. Yep. Mm-hmm. The other question that I would and it's going to allow people with not such, your computer won't have to be as high end to run it. Does that make sense? It's the same thing you saw with what's it called? That game we played not very long. It's You had the abilities. What's it called? Come on.
Apex Legends?
No, the next one we played. Valorant. Yes, Valorant.
Oh.
Valorant. That one is set up the same way, remember? Because they said even potatoes can run it and all that. That's because a lot of it was happening off board, if that makes sense. Okay. And so it's happening on the background, so you don't have to have such a powerful computer. One thing that you said about the groups really got my mind going, saying, hey, we could put together a private match with all of our friends and listeners and have one deal where we're all in Discord together and playing together in the same. That's going to be pretty epic to be able to do that. Those private matches. You know what I mean? It's going to be a lot of fun events, almost like you can almost set it up like an online party, right?
Oh yeah.
I mean, you could, if you're a big enough guy, like if you're bigger streamers and stuff like that, you could sell tickets to that.
Oh yeah. Come play with your favorite streamers and just do party matches with
Yep.
So cool.
I love the idea. I think there's a lot that can be done with it.
What were you going to say, Hunter?
Oh, I said that's so cool.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and like I said, I think that's going to be a big thing in esports because right now the way tournaments are set up, it's more of a you go in and it's kind of the best out of your tournaments. You collect your points on kills and winning, that kind of stuff. So, I mean, this kind of blows open the doors. Yeah, now you can set up head-to-head matches. That's something that Fortnite's never even been able to do yet.
Well, yeah, because you can come in and you're only competing with those other that are in that tournament only. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can weed that down group by group with brackets even. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's very different. I'm excited for it. I love it.
Yep. So that's all good news coming from the Call of Duty front, especially if for Warzone.
Another feather in their cap. I think they're just doing a great job with Warzone altogether.
Yep. They're moving the right direction. All right, so my final news here was about the Xbox Series X pre-orders. This is
people getting them early.
You wish. So Amazon. I think this is more of an Amazon issue, but I will let you know here what the article says from The Verge. It says that Amazon is warning customers the Xbox Series X pre-orders might not arrive on release day, which would be November 10th. So in an email to some Amazon customers, the retailer says it expects to ship some consoles, quote, in the coming weeks as we receive more inventory in November and December. Amazon estimates that the affected pre-orders will receive Xbox Series X units by December 31st or before. Emails are being sent to a wide range of people, and some who have pre-ordered on Amazon have yet to receive a shipment notice with just a day to go until the Xbox Series X was to launch.
Yeah, so this was written a couple of days ago. So we're talking about people that pre-ordered this device. They're going to wait till December 31st to get it, some of them. I would be pissed.
That's the room that Amazon's giving you right now.
Hey, you can tell Amazon's already saying that's Xbox because they're saying when we get more units, we'll send them. Yep.
It's not good either way. Amazon sent a similar email to some customers who pre-ordered the PS5 back in September. It warned that some shipments might not arrive on November 12th, and it was sent just a couple of days after pre-orders began.
Whoa.
It's
I just cancel my pre-order with them and order from someone else. I'd order at Walmart or whatever I need to do to make sure I got it.
Yeah. Or you just keep your pre-order, go up to Walmart,
I feel like you might see
and wait overnight.
Yeah, and then cancel it.
Yeah. See if you can nab one in the store.
I feel like there might be a little shortage of them at first, though, honestly. That's what happened with the Switch.
Yeah, but to me, it's like it's kind of hard right now because of pandemic stuff. But it's like, is it them trying to raise the whole frenzy, or is it really a pandemic issue?
Now, listen, I completely disagree with the idea that you can pre-order something and not get it on time, because I understand a shortage, right? But the whole point of pre-ordering is to make sure you don't get caught by the shortage. So, yeah, they always run out and people want them and there's not enough out there. That's part of what happens when you get new consoles. That happened when Kinect came out. That happened when Wii came out. It happened when the whatever it was, the new Switch came out, the little mini one, right? And the problem is with it, they should say, hey, look, we've got 300,000 units that are available if you pre-order now, and it's got a freaking count on there telling you when those 300 are up, and then now you're on the waiting list. That's how it should be.
Yeah.
And then people are still going to pre-order because then it's still going to generate buzz. It's still going to this and that, but nobody's going to be mad because they know when they pre-ordered it, they were already past 300,000. But if you're telling me I'm pre-ordering it so I can get it on me, I like even a phone, I would be mad if I pre-ordered a phone and then on release day I went to AT&T to pick it up and they were like, "Oh, I'm sorry, they sold too many of them. We don't have any." What are you talking about? I pre-ordered it. That's the whole. Oh yeah, I'd be mad.
Yeah, it'd be like pre-ordering the WoW expansion, and I log in, they're like, "Well, your version isn't ready yet. Sorry about that."
Yes.
I completely agree. I'm on the consumer side. I'm just saying in the years past that I've seen, it's usually told as, "Oh, I'm sorry, there's a shortage of them."
Now, is that normal to happen with pre-orders though?
I don't know about pre-orders. I know overall that happens.
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. There's always shortages, but it shouldn't affect pre-orders. Like I know even like
100%, like you said, Ryan, that 100% is gotta fall on the company. I mean, like, why are you selling more of them than you have?
I think it's the old cliche: they robbed Peter to pay Paul.
Yeah.
Okay, so they made a certain amount. They did pre-orders. Pre-orders went way well, and then they're like, "Oh crap, we still got to have something to give to Target, Best Buy, Walmart." Okay, well, screw you guys.
I think they shouldn't. I think they should just not stock the stores in that situation. They should go, well,
until they have enough stock to stock them.
Exactly. All of our units got sold in pre-orders. We're doing awesome.
They're not going to do that because they're going to lose a cut.
And they may get sued if they got contracts going with those publishers. Well, I mean,
but don't all those people have pre-orders? I mean, doesn't Target and Walmart and all those guys do pre-orders too?
I'm sure they do.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a slippery slope. And then I think they do like doing the overnight stuff, you know? It looks good for media, for the TV, whenever you see a bunch of people lined up outside GameSpot trying to pick up their Xbox.
I thought they were trying to stay away from that this year, though. They're doing mostly everything online.
Maybe, I don't know.
Who knows? Yeah. Somebody will probably get sued. That's what's going to happen. It's 2020.
Yeah, this doesn't look good for those pre-orders, though. I would be interested to see an update within this week to see how many people are waiting, a week out from the launch.
It's like one of those boxes. Was somebody offended or upset by the situation? Yes, and then it leads to lawsuit.
Well, hey, in this case, it's my stinking money, guys. I already paid you my money. I'm supposed to be playing. I took time off. No, but I'm just saying. You had people, I mean, that was the same deal with the WoW expansion when they delayed it. There were some hardcore players who were pissed because they're like, I just took a week off of work to play WoW, and you just took it back a whole month. So now I'm going to be off a whole week doing nothing.
Yeah, see, that's a big deal. That is a big deal. And a lot of times you can't just go, oh, I'm going to come back to work anyways. We'll move my PTO. No.
Yeah.
We scheduled around it and everything.
So, there's some people out there that was like, pre-order Xbox. When it launches, I'm playing just next-gen console all night long, baby. 1 whole week off. And then they're like, wait, I'm not getting it till after Christmas. F Santa Claus.
Yeah. I'm suing Amazon instantly.
It's all there.
There's just something toasty about playing it during the holidays.
Oh, man, it's the best.
See, I'm sitting here, you guys.
I'm sad.
I'll wait till I talk about the Xbox, but my mind is definitely there where I'm going, man, I'm kind of wanting one. I'm thinking I was gonna, and now I'm at this point.
We're too late.
But it doesn't matter if we're too late because I never want them when they first come out. There's always some little kinks. There's always some little things.
Oh, yeah.
But I also don't want to wait either. Like I don't even have any time to game. Why do I want one? I have no clue. I just want one.
That inner desire of, I got it. I'm playing it right now.
Yeah.
Yep. It's that secret, it's like your mistress. Not that Ryan doesn't really have a mistress, but I'm saying, the idea of, okay, we're not going to go there because this is a dad's podcast. Well,
mistress named gaming.
Hunter, is there anything else you want to add, bro?
To the news? Well, to the news, yeah. I mean, I got a couple of little things here, but I'll be really quick with them. You were talking about Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah. Delay.
Well, actually, they've confirmed the December release date after rumors of delay. So they're still releasing in December. Now, to me, like Clinton said, because there's been so little released on this, it's kind of sketchy to me that, maybe people were assuming that this was getting pushed back because we haven't got any content yet from it. And then now they're saying, no, we're still coming out in December. It's almost like, ooh, So, but Cyberpunk...
They did push it back. They just was rumors of another pushback.
Right.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk developer CD Projekt Red has responded to rumors that another delay is for its hotly anticipated RPG could happen, possibly pushing the title into 2021. Rather, they deny the rumors. The developer reaffirmed its new December 10th release date. As a rule,
not too far into December either. So
no, as a rule, we don't comment on rumors or speculations. The representative told IGN in response to a request for a comment on the latest delays or rumor delays. So they are saying, nope, we're coming out on December 10th. And I'm with Clint. I think that I'm a little nervous.
Okay.
At some of this stuff.
Well, we've seen a lot of what do you call those? Animation type videos, like we just called it a minute ago. Cinematics, yeah, that's the word I was looking for. We've seen a lot of cinematics that look like mind blowing. We just haven't seen much gameplay.
Yeah.
Well, even on this article on IGN, they've got a bunch of pictures you can flip through, and already I feel like the graphics on some of these pictures are like, ooh, don't look as good as I remember them.
Not what was added.
Yeah, and so
that's because those pictures are probably gameplay pictures, and all we've been seeing is cinematic.
Yeah, that's probably it. Yeah. So I'm curious. All that to say is, if you are super pumped about Cyberpunk, well then, good deal is you only have to wait about a month now. And then I'm hopeful. I'm going to be hopeful. I'm not going to be a negative Nancy. Hopefully, it is what they say they deliver.
All right, so Delirious Dad's prediction time. Okay. Here we go. All right, let's throw our hats in there. Usually we throw out these predictions, and we're getting to be like The Simpsons, I feel like. We're starting to nail some future stuff that's happening. Okay. So
yeah, because Crackdown 3 was a smash hit.
No, that was Ryan. Okay, me and you said we weren't too hopeful. Okay, here we go. Is Cyberpunk 2077 going to be like Death Stranding, meaning it wasn't, to me, the hype that it was built up to be, but it is still like a niche game for that audience, right? Like there's certain people that still really love it, but it's a different kind of game. Is it going to be a game that just blows it out of the water, changes the whole landscape of gaming, or is it going to be Marvel's Avengers?
Oh gosh.
Okay, my opinion is Death Stranding was not overhyped. There was people really excited for it and talked about it a lot. But to me, we all in the middle of talking about it and watching the videos, and we were all like, what is this game? Right?
Yeah.
And even in the middle of it, it felt that way. Like, I don't know. We don't know what's going on. What is it about? What's these invisible guys? What's this? And then the game was that way. That's how the game was. So in my opinion, it was a unique game. If you're into that thing, and the people who were really hyped for it, they still seem to like it. Like there wasn't a ton of negative reviews on the game. It just wasn't a very broad game. Does that make sense?
It's still niche. Like I think a lot of people, it seemed like it was going to be this big, like it was supposed to open up a whole new way of gaming kind of thing.
Oh, see, I didn't think that way about Death Stranding. I thought for sure this is weird. It's too weird. I remember the preview saying this is niche. I knew it was niche when we watched the preview.
I was so ready for it to be weird, but not just so much of that. It was like definitely like a package delivery simulator.
That's why I didn't want to say it was a bad game, because I don't think it was a bad game. I think it was a specific style for that group.
Hold on, I'm gonna say mine. I'm gonna finish mine.
Okay. Yeah.
My opinion for Cyberpunk is, from what I've seen and what I've researched on it, and this is a big statement to make.
I
have high hopes, and I've done this once before, but this was a whole different kind of game too. And I think, we just talked about it. Crackdown 3 had the potential to be something much bigger, but they blew it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think Cyberpunk has the potential to be essentially the next Grand Theft Auto. I know you guys don't want to hear that.
Oh, wow. So a sci-fi Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, I think it's got the potential to have a following and be that kind of game that really builds on itself. And that's what they're trying to promote it as. That's my opinion when I'm watching it and all that. They're never comparing it to Grand Theft Auto. But if you look at the way the game's designed, if you look at the way the map's designed, if you look at the way they've talked about the mission play and all that kind of stuff, it's kind of Grand Theft Auto and what's that other one? Watch Dogs. You know what I mean? It's in that realm of play, if that makes sense. Even though Watch Dogs and Grand Theft Auto are not exactly the same at all.
Yeah.
It's more of an intimate look.
Grand Theft Auto is definitely a bigger, better, way bigger, better game than Watch Dogs.
Yes, but what I'm
Maybe
saying
not
is
the new one. I haven't seen anything about the new one, but I'm talking about 1 and 2 for sure.
Yeah, but I'm talking about that style game. I think they're trying to walk into the same world that Watch Dogs walked into and didn't go anywhere. People like the game, but it's not. If you were to compare it, it's not going to compare to Grand Theft Auto, right? Yeah. But it's in that realm.
So do you mean like details of the environment, like intricacies of?
And the way and the free roam and the same kind of game like Saints Row, right? Yeah. Essentially, same kind of game. And I think that this is the same kind of game, but I think they're pouring enough into it that their hopes are that it's going to go and become almost like a big franchise name like Grand Theft Auto. And I am keeping hopes that it will be. That's where my opinion is. I think it looks really good. I think they have dumped enough money into it. They've got good partners in it. And so I hope it is, because Grand Theft Auto is kind of just taking forever to give us something new. Yeah. So I want something new like that.
Hunter, your turn.
I would agree. I think with the Death Stranding comment, but I don't think it's going to be that niche. I think it's going to be a wider, it's going to appeal to a wider audience than Death Stranding did. But I don't think we're going to land. I think it was hyped. It was on a hype train. I think people are expecting way too much out of the first go. Just like Watch Dogs. I mean, I feel like when we were told about Watch Dogs, when it was coming out, it seemed so cool. Oh, look at this technology type thing where you can hack people. And then it came out and it was so one-noted. I think that you are going to see new things in this game. I don't think it's going to be as polished as they've shown us.
Yeah.
So you're thinking maybe more like Watch Dogs level. Like not a trash game.
A little bit more than that, maybe, but it's going to fall in between Watch Dogs and GTA for me. And I don't know if you'd even put it, like you said, the reason you're comparing it to GTA is because of of what that game has reached. But I don't think it's going to be obviously in the same ballpark there. And what's funny to me is I kind of joke in my own mind. It's like, they were sitting in there and they were like, man, we really hyped this up and I don't feel like we're getting to the level we need to get at. And then the guy in there that's in the developer was like, call Keanu Reeves. Put Keanu in this and we'll win. So I don't know. I'm really hopeful for it, but I'm very skeptical, and I'm going to say that it is going to be a fun game to look into and to play and try out. And it may have a lot of new things in it, but I don't want to expect that it's just going to blow our minds away. New cutting edge gaming, because again, we haven't seen anything. You could argue that they don't want to give away anything, but
I don't really see anything even in the previews we are seeing that's necessarily cutting edge.
It's all cutscenes and graphics. I mean, storyline type things, and that's why I'm skeptical of it. And from the beginning, it's like people have been hyping this up as like this is a new. There's never been a game like this, and I haven't seen the evidence of why. Well, why do you say that?
Yeah, I think.
Well, the depth and size of the map is a big part of it, from what they say. You know what I mean?
But we haven't seen it.
Right.
I think I'm more on the line of Hunter. To me, I'm getting the vibe, and I agree with Hunter about bringing Keanu Reeves in. It was like, oh yeah, let's get it real hyped. Anytime there's a celebrity,
kind of like Death Stranding. He's the same kind of thing.
That's probably why I had the same feelings. But this is my prediction. I think it's going to be a game like, and you guys might get a little offended by this, more like a Mafia 2 or
No, I see that. I agree with
like
you, actually.
Max Payne, a game like Max Payne, something that was very similar to, like Ryan said, a Grand Theft Auto style game, right? But not,
never getting to that level.
But it's not open world in that way. It's still kind of linear and keeps you kind of boxed in, and
yes,
you're going to move through these missions and that kind of thing. I don't think. I mean,
Max Payne slapped for me though, bro. I gotta say, Max Payne was.
So you don't think it's gonna be? You don't think it's gonna be open like Grand Theft Auto or like Saints Row? You think it's gonna be a little bit more linear? Not linear, but I know what you're talking about, leading you down a path constantly.
The reason why I say not like Grand Theft Auto, because Grand Theft Auto is like the openness of open.
Yeah.
Like Grand Theft Auto, you can play that game for hours and not do a storyline mission.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You can just mess around. You can find secrets. You can drive and look at the landscape. You can steal cars. I mean, there's just so many things in Grand Theft Auto that can keep you occupied and having fun without even doing the storyline. And I think some of these other games fall short of that, like Watch Dogs, like Saints Row. It doesn't keep your attention and keep that fun, like as much. It's not as much fun when you're not even doing the storyline, I guess. And that's what I think Clinton is going is.
Yeah, they're not nailing that free world. I get what you're saying.
Exactly. Not that it's just he's going to be going down a straight path all the time. You can't veer from it, but you may have to just be in one section at a time. Not being able to really expand out and just kind of
Arkham City
explore. Yeah, exactly. Because you got to, and I would think, well, Arkham, yeah.
Not that it's a bad game, but it's like it's still got that kind of.
Yeah, and maybe even more like a good comparison to that would be like Far Cry 2. Yeah. Right, like Far Cry is an open world, but it's very.
There's still that main story that you're following.
Yeah,
there's no.
Very much so. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Not like, hey,
if you are in the other part of the map, there's nothing to do. It's just.
I hope it's not like that. That's
I do too.
I'm putting a peg. I'm putting a peg in a board that their goal here, even though they're not saying it, is to be as much like Grand Theft Auto as possible, but with a whole different kind of vibe, right? A whole different era. Yeah.
I just feel
I hope the world is the way they'll change it. The way they'll change the game is bringing us into a whole nother storyline, a whole nother world, and a storytelling that we're not used to. Because Grand Theft Auto is Grand Theft Auto, we're used to that, and then we're used to it's supposed to be in present time. Right. But when you're going into this sci-fi world, and if they can make it so detailed and immersive that you are finding secrets across the map and able to, go into storylines that aren't even part of your main missions just because you're snooping around. I mean, gosh, that's how you will make it a new game. It'll be,
That's what I'm hoping for. I'm crossing my fingers.
Yeah,
that's what I'm hoping for.
I think
I'm going to be hoping for it with you.
The big points for me was the detail part. I remember us talking about how detailed they want the missions to be. There's going to be layers, like you can go up and down this little building, this little skyscraper, right? And so to me, it's like, well, that's got to be something that's so linear. They're not going to be able. In my mind, they're not going to be able to open it up and it be that detailed. But
like every building, you could go in like that.
Yeah. I want it to be that, but and the fact that they haven't showed us anything. Usually, I feel like a game developer, if they really have something good like that, they'll show it. They'll definitely at least show you snippets of that, and I just don't feel like I've seen that yet.
You hurt my feelings.
I'm sorry. It's just
all right.
It's how I feel.
We got 1 month left till we find out. So
that's right. Yep.
That's true. All right, Hunt Dog. That was good. Sorry, we hijacked it, went into prediction land.
No, that's right. That's really good.
Ryan, are you ready to talk about some Xbox Series X?
Yeah. And then I'll be ready to stop talking about it so I don't want one again.
This is the green pre-ordered deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, do we even have like a do here comes the next session, or that was it right there? We're ready. There isn't anything for this, right? Because it's just kind of like a made up section.
No, we're gonna give it the gadgets and gifts.
Oh, okay. I'm ready.
Yeah.
All right.
Are ye scurvy dogs? Where's me loot?
All right. I would say that this fits gadgets and gifts. It's Christmas time right around the corner, and it's definitely a gadget that people want as a gift. Any new console is that way, especially when it's next gen, when it's the first release of it. And so we're talking about Xbox Series X. And yes, I said Series X because who cares about the Series S? Throw it away. Anyways, okay, some of you might be buying the Series S. I get it. I'm the guy that doesn't have a 120 hertz display either in my living room, and I can't do 4K all the time. And so maybe the Series S is actually more along the lines of what I should buy. But if I'm buying one, I'm not going to. There's no way I'm going to spend $300 on the Series S when I can spend $500 and get the Series X. Not going to happen. So, and I think most gamers feel the same way. Maybe you're going to buy a Series X and a Series S so your kids can play along with you in the other room, but you're not going to buy just the Series S. I just don't see it happening. What are your thoughts on that?
No, I've already expressed that. I think we've had this conversation before.
Yeah, as a gamer dad, I'm not. I mean, you got to be the dad that sucks. No, I shouldn't say that. That's mean because a dad on a budget can't help it.
You're 100% right. You're the dad that sucks because if you bought the Xbox Series S, it's because you didn't skip smoking for 2 weeks or something like that. You easily could rummage up that extra $200. You're a cheap SOB, and you should go behind the bar and take care of yourself. Yeah. If you did that to your kid, that's messed up.
Wow. Just go ahead and finish it.
Hey, I'm in it. If I can't afford a console at all because we're paying bills, cool. But if you're buying the $300 one, go on the corner and do some work, whatever you need to do. Get the other $200 and get it for your kid, or get it for yourself and say it's for your kid. However you want to go about it. Okay, so people, though they're screwed on the pre-order, people have been getting it, and there's all kinds of video reviews and things like that out there. Okay. I'm going to start off with a little bit of what I would call bad news, and I'm going to end with a little bit of bad news. And there might be some bad news sprinkled without, but I'm not going to just hit all the good and then hit the bad at the end. Bad news first off is, and a lot of people don't consider it bad news, but older people, if you're listening, you're an older dad, but you like the show even though you don't game that much, or you just do some older style PC gaming or something like that. The last console and this console both have to have the internet to start up. I've known people that got the Xbox and they live out in the country. They got the Xbox One. They got home. They could not even play their games. Of course, there's games that you can play offline, but you cannot start and set up the initial setup on an Xbox One or the Xbox Series S or the Xbox Series X without internet connection. So if you buy one and you live in no man's land like I did for 7 years, you need to go to your friend's house that has internet, set it all up, and then go home. Because if you get home, or especially if you got this for your kids on Christmas, please don't do this to them. And they can't play because you live in the boondocks. They can't even turn it on and play locally. There's going to be a lot of older people that are like, throw it away. This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. It's just how they are. It's frustrating, but you do have to have internet.
That's a kill Christmas deal right there too.
Oh man, I mean you don't even have to be the bad kid who throws a fit. If I got an Xbox One on Christmas,
I could not play it that day.
Play it, I'm breaking something. I am definitely getting passive aggressive. Something of my dad's is getting damaged. I might not be obvious about it, but it's happening because he screwed me big. Okay, but what I'm trying to say here is don't do that. So I'm warning you ahead of time. Number two, these guys who already got it day one, I guess because probably what we're talking about, that there's more pre-orders than Xbox expected, and there's a new basically setup server that's handling these Xbox Series X's versus the original, the Xbox One and the Xbox One X, right? Isn't that what it was called? This is on a whole new kind of server they're connecting to that's booting these and locking them in and all that jazz. And it was down. And when I say it was down, I mean you turn the Xbox on with internet, and there were people waiting hours before it would ever even start because it could not connect, not just to the internet, but it needed to connect to their servers, is what I understand. And wouldn't because they crashed them, which that would be mind-blowing to me. I'd be pissed for sure. It's like, what the freak? I've got this review video I got to put out, especially if you're like a YouTube channel or something. I'd be super upset.
That's me with WoW, guys. I know I keep mentioning WoW tonight on the podcast, but there's been times, new expansion, day one, log in, can't play.
Yep. Yep. There's nothing like it.
Yeah.
Nothing like it.
It's like, get your crap together.
But good thing is, once it did turn on, you had an update.
Okay.
Which is not a good thing. Nobody wants to open a brand new console and have an update. It's like when you buy a brand new game and have an update.
How long of an update are we talking here?
Depends on how slow your internet is. Some people, 30, 45 minutes. Some people 5 minutes. But it was a substantial update.
I didn't know if we're talking like Call of Duty update. That screws you.
Yeah. We're not. I don't think we're talking about a day for these slow internet people. But they did have an update. So now you finally got it updated. You finally got it turned on. You're connected. Now we're on to the good news. None of that is really that bad of news, but it would be very frustrating if you just got your console. Mm-hmm. Good news is the sync from your old console to your new console is seamless. Nobody's had any problems with it at all. All they do, and you can download the app on your phone, so it's already got your stuff on there. So when you start up the new console, you link your phone with your Xbox Series X, and boom, all your settings, all your backgrounds, all your everything is just boop, ready to go. From the cloud, boom, straight to your new one, no setup. You're ready to go. Passwords, everything's there. People have loved it. They said it was just the easiest new console that they've ever experienced, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Once you got past those initial problems. Okay, so next I'd say on the list is right off the bat, you're not worried about how a game plays. Everybody does. They turn on their Xbox or whatever it is, new console, and what do? You play with the UI, right? That's what you're doing. You're flipping through the screens. You're checking all that kind of stuff out. One of the problems with the Xbox One was, in comparison to modern day stuff, in comparison to old stuff, no, but in comparison to modern day stuff, like a nice new phone, the Xbox One UI always was a little bit chunky, you almost felt like there was a little bit of lag to it, to where this, everybody says it's just crazy smooth, just buttery smooth, just real fast, super snappy. And part of that is due to the chip that they've had customized for this thing, basically. That's running your main motherboard and stuff like that, not your memory and not your graphics card, but your main motherboard and processor. They say that's real fast in the sense of being real smooth. Looks wise, we don't even need to talk about that, right? I mean, it's a fridge. It's whatever you want to call it. Right. You either like it or love it. It's clearly its own beast, if that makes sense. I feel like they're
going like a subwoofer look to me.
To me, they didn't go modern, which I think is what bothered people, right? It's a new console. They kind of want to see something like maybe a little bead of like LED light that lights up around the edge of it. Mm-hmm. Something that kind of gives it this modern look. I think what they did purposefully was made something that blends in. I don't think it was on accident. So like you said, it looks more like a subwoofer or something like that. And the point is more and more, and I agree with this as an adult. As a kid, I'd want something more modern as a younger guy. But as an adult, more and more people are leaning towards things that blend in, right? Streamline, straight. I don't need something that draws your attention over to my console. I just want to play. I mean, a lot of people in home theaters, or when they spend a lot of money, it's actually behind like a wall that's got like a mesh screen on it that just looks like the color of the wall, and that's it. Nobody sees any of it. So who cares, in my opinion? Who cares what it looks like? It's all about performance. But I get
sending a message that the beauty's on the inside.
Yeah. I mean, and I do think that they clearly didn't care that much. I mean, it's like, I guess PCs have gotten to the point where people do care about how the outside looks, right? You get your glass and your LEDs and all that kind of stuff. But in all reality, if you say, hey, Ryan, you can have this $1,200 gaming PC, or you can have this $2,000 sleeper gaming PC that looks like an old Dell, I'm taking the $2,000 one. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm going to take the one that's better. Who cares what it looks like? That's just, and that's kind of the big thing we're going to move into here. In my opinion, and a lot of people who's played this, who had the opinion of, hey, I'm a PlayStation guy. Hey, I'm not really interested in the Xbox. A lot of them, when trying this, have kind of gone, PlayStation's in trouble. and that goes to his performance, which is what Hunter just mentioned. The up-res ability and the increase of graphics and smoothness and duplicating frame rate and all that kind of stuff that this thing has. Mm-hmm. They say, everybody's saying there's nothing like it. You can pop in your Xbox disc. Forget Xbox 360. I think you can go all the way back to the original Xbox. This will play any disc. So it plays your Xbox, your 360, it plays your Xbox One, and then your Xbox games. And it'll take your Xbox, I think 360 and up. It'll take those games and actually up-res them and up the frame rate, and to where they're saying, you know, by the previews that I was watching these videos, it's drastically different. I mean, you're playing a game you've already played, and like we just mentioned, Watch Dogs, right? And the guy was talking about, Watch Dogs on Xbox One was a good game. It wasn't trash or anything like that, right? Mm-hmm. But it wasn't anything that was real eye-catching. You pop the same game into the Series X, and the ray tracing is obvious right from the get-go. Mm-hmm. The way the light is moving, the way the reflections are, shadowing, all that stuff they said is just night and day. Textures of the body and the clothes when they're moving, and you're talking about playing the same game. It's not really a game that's even built for this. It's just being fixed by this, if that makes sense. And so there's a lot of processing going on inside this unit that is making things better. Even games that you've already played, they're smoother, they're more fluid. Of course, you know, we just talked about a minute ago, something that most gaming PCs can't touch. People might talk about it, but unless you're dropping over $2,000, it's not happening. Not with AAA. And that would be the fact that this thing is, and we haven't seen how perfectly it does it on the top level games, but people are already trying it, and it does do 4K, true 4K, not up-resed 4K, true 4K at 120 frames a second. And that's like, you know, most gaming PCs struggle to get 120 frames at 1080p unless you're really have a really nice gaming PC. So you're talking about over $2,000 for a gaming PC that can do what this $500 console does graphics wise. Every preview I watched on it, in my opinion, the graphics are making people kind of go, that's the biggest thing that's making people kind of go, oh boy, PlayStation, you know, Clint said it earlier when we were talking before the show, they're struggling to hit 1440, right? I mean, they're having trouble with hitting.
They're not going to support it, and that's going to be a big deal for people that don't want to do TVs, do PC monitors, things like that. So they can't downscale to 1440. I'm not even sure about the 4K if it's going to hit 120 frames per second.
No, I'm pretty sure the 4K for the PlayStation 5 is at 60.
Yeah,
they reduced your frame rate down to 60. So it's 4K, but everything's 4K now. Kind of, you know, we're not playing 4K, but we would expect it to where this will actually play 8K content. So it's already set up for your 8K TVs, and it'll do 8K HDR, which is even more processing. It's not going to display 8K, right? So it's going to, I guess it's downscaling would be the proper word there. Yes, but it's going to look a little bit better than regular 4K, not quite as good as 8K, but you can run 8K videos through it, right? 8K Blu-rays, things like that, and it's going to process it properly. And so to me, I mean, it really is leaps and bounds above. I mean, the videos that I was watching on just the way just normal gameplay plays, like just when you're playing a normal game you've already played, such as Final Fantasy 14, and you jump in there, it's noticeably visually better. You've never played a game like that at 120 frames a second. Most people have it on console, so they don't even know what that's like. So a lot of these guys are experiencing for the first time that kind of super fluid feel that you get on PC. That makes people, you know, addicted to PC versus console, because there is a huge leap when you're talking about 120 frames a second versus 40 or 60.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Huge and so and right now none of us even know what it would be like to play 4K at that kind of speed.
Yeah,
like my mind would be blown for sure. So we haven't done it, but now to think that you have a console that can do it is pretty exciting.
I think on my PC it can do 4K 60 frames. I probably wouldn't be able to stream when I do it, It can do it, but I don't know if it would be like it couldn't do Call of Duty at that, right? I'd have to turn a lot of textures down and things like that. So there's certain games that it wouldn't, but I mean, it would be awesome to go 120 frames per second, 4K.
Yeah.
I'm spoiled rotten.
Especially on a big TV. Yeah.
So some of that stuff you don't want to experience till you're ready to move up to that, right? On PC, I mean.
So they say some of the good things about it too is the fact that it's super quick in the sense of not just able to handle these graphics, but in the speed. When you're fast traveling around on games that usually have like a loading screen, there's no loading at all. It's just instant fast travel on the games that are for this. And then even we talked about it before, how you can just freeze a game wherever it's at. You guys remember talking about that?
Yeah. You can kind of stream it or whatever, like pauses it, then you can pick it up on another friend's console type deal. Right.
But this actually works within this console between different games. So just by one click of a button, you can bring up another game. So say you had Watch Dogs and you had Call of Duty Modern Warfare and you had whatever else on here. Let's say Forza, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can just stop Forza wherever you're at. In the middle of a big race, you can stop it, boop, and then within 1 second, be playing Call of Duty. No loading. It's just it's always there. Wherever you left Call of Duty, it would still be there too. So you can pull that up, and then you can switch from that to another game, and it's just this weird kind of seamless thing we've never experienced. So someone says that, and I think, well, yeah, essentially you could do that on PC, right?
Yeah.
Because of your Windows, but you wouldn't do that because you'd have your game running in the background, and it would horribly hurt.
The processor would be just overloaded.
Yeah. So that's not happening here.
That's on their server end, isn't it?
Yes, I think so. And they said that the processor itself in this is just designed specifically for doing these kind of tasks.
So
in this way.
So for like PC, do we think that Epic Games, Steam, Blizzard's app, Activision Blizzard, do they get into this whole streaming server thing?
I'm not sure. We know that Xbox is, right. We're seeing that happen with Xbox and the Game Pass.
Or does Microsoft implement it into your Windows?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Probably
because they're trying to bridge the gap between PC and Xbox a little bit.
And so they're saying that's you think you wouldn't use it, but then they say as soon as you're playing a little bit, you realize you will because you're sitting there playing a game. You've been fighting this boss 6 times in a row. It's frustrating. You just jump out and run a race in Forza. You know what I mean? Just forget that for a second, and then just come right back into that boss once you get your mind on right and you play. People think they won't use it because we've never had the option,
Yeah.
But they're saying when you do, you start realizing it is useful to be able to just flip flop through those like that, and especially because you're not having any. Let me close this down. Let me start this one up. Let me go through the loading screen again. Let me go through. We don't even know what that's like because we're still experiencing that every time we start. Modern Warfare on our PC, right? Mm-hmm. We're sitting here just, geez. They said that's really good. Some people have tested also even playing these games off an external hard drive, and it's still almost as fast. So they did a very good job at allowing you to have expandable storage. Now, they also have a special proprietary slot, which is one of the complaints, meaning when I say proprietary, I mean kind of like Apple does. So there's a slot in here that actually plugs directly into the processor. So that smooth, super goodness that's going on in that processor, you can add a terabyte expansion, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be just like it's built into the Xbox, no slower. It's going to be just as good as the one that's in there, if that makes sense. And so it goes directly into the processor, and it's going to be able to be that just instant, liquidy smooth. Now, what they said, the problem is that expansion for a terabyte is like $220. That's almost half the cost of your Xbox.
And you have to do it through Xbox, right? That's what you're saying.
Yeah, because it's proprietary. Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. So it's a very specific hard drive made for this processor and this hookup. And so a lot of guys are saying, man, if you're willing with just waiting a couple seconds, because it's not going to affect the way your game runs. It's just going to affect your loading times a little bit. Then you might as well go for the same price and buy a 10 terabyte external hard drive. You know what I mean? It's just not. And remember, we're storing all these games now. So yes, the Xbox has 1 terabyte on it. I think it should have had 2 or 3. because this thing has 1 terabyte on it, and you got only 800 of that available, right? And so essentially, with the modern day games, you've got 8 games. That's not enough.
Maybe that's pushing.
Yeah. So, and to me, that's not near enough for something that you're trying to go diskless almost, right? You're going cloud gaming and all this kind of stuff. So I mean, I think one of the biggest comparisons you've got between the two, if we're not talking about the processing power and graphics, it sounds like is going to be, a lot of one thing that's pulling people in is the Game Pass. We've talked about it a bunch, and it's just getting better and better all the time right now. Game Pass is going to be something that's going to make people want to play Xbox. But the negative is, like I said when we were off air, no exclusives.
Yeah.
There's other than Halo Infinity, which is like maybe could be a year away. We don't know when it's coming. Right. Even though they slapped freaking Master Chef on the box. I know. If you guys are just now listening, I know it's Chief. It's a throwback. Anyways, they slap them on the box and everything, which is kind of crazy because we don't even know when the game's coming. Right, mm-hmm. So it's kind of they're just using it for promotion.
Oh, well, Xbox and Halo are hand in hand, though. Yeah,
but that's not enough to really lure you into getting an Xbox One.
No,
one game.
That's not going to get new fans for sure.
No.
No, but there's just always been that bundle pack. I don't think you can go back without seeing some sort of bundle pack in one of the Xboxes that had Halo with it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But we're not talking about a bundle pack. It's got nothing with it.
I know. I'm just saying if I say Halo, you don't think of anything else but Xbox.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. That's for sure. Yeah.
But this is a common problem all new consoles have. Especially back when I was young and could get those new consoles when I was a kid, my dad would get them for me. You always have the situation. It's, you got the new console, you got 1 game or 2 games. Mm-hmm. And you're super excited the first couple times you play. You're in there, and then after a couple days, you're like, man, because they're usually like starter level games. They're not the best. It's like, hey, here's Crash Bandicoot. Hey, here's this.
That's the thing. PlayStation has like 4 or 5 good games that are exclusives that are supposed to come out basically right away. You know what I mean? And so I think that that's a pretty big win. If you're a console guy, that's a big thing, I think, for a lot of console players. Controller, I don't even know. Have we talked about the controller before? It's the same feel, other than it's all matte finished. Even the top where it used to be shiny black, it's now matte up there. It's got a little bit more grip and texture to the handle portion, but it's the exact same shape and design as the Xbox One, so not a big change, which is good because the Xbox One controller has been like the most preferred controller since it came out. It's really fits the hand well and stuff like that. But they did add the button that basically does what the PlayStation, what is it, a share button? Is that what PlayStation has? Mm. Yeah, they've got that now. So you can press it once for a screenshot, press and hold for a clip kind of a thing, and then share it. They built that into the Xbox controller now. One thing I really liked is just like the back compatibility with the games, it's back compatible with controller. So you can play with your Xbox One controllers, and it works just exactly the same. This new controller, one of the biggest features that I didn't hear about at all, but I think is a good feature, especially for this new age of gaming, is and Xbox Game Pass. So I know that's why they did it. This controller can pair with your phone, compare with your computer, and compare with your Xbox, and can save each configuration and settings for each one and know which one it's connected to. So you don't have to reconfigure it when you set up to each one, if that makes sense. And you don't have to unpair it with the other one to pair it to this one. Yeah. You can just pair it because it's looking at it like a whole separate thing, if that makes sense. I think that's a pretty cool feature.
Are they cordless charging?
They are not cordless charging. They got a base you can set it on that charges, if I remember right. You're talking about NFC?
I don't know. I was just asking because if one of the consoles had cordless charging, they'd win for me. Because
that's interesting because
it's not charged.
That's an interesting question that you say that, because the base that you set it on is face down, if that makes sense. So if you've got the controller here, and you guys can't see I'm holding my hands though, it sits in the base this way, right?
Straight
and so. Yeah, but your port for charging is on top. Which one thing they did change, which is great, is they did make it Type-C, right? So now it's universal. You can use the cord you've already got laying around and plug in like you have on your Android phone and stuff like that, which is great because I used to be pissed at the PlayStation guys who had the USB, micro USB, and you could just plug into anything. And then Xbox always had that little special deal that locked on the top for the charge and play, and that screwed up. I hate that proprietary stuff. So I like the idea that it's Type-C, but now maybe one of you guys can look at that while we're talking. Is this wireless charging? Because it does set on a dock and charge the other way. Does that make sense?
Right.
Yeah. I don't remember hearing about it, but I can look it up for you.
Yeah. I didn't hear him mention it in the videos either, so it'd be like, I think that would be big news. The console does weigh 10 pounds. I mean, not that you're going to be moving your console all over the place, but that's
10 pounds.
That's a heavy mammer jammer for a console.
Wow.
Yeah. It said
the PlayStation looks pretty big though too.
Yeah, they said it does put out quite a bit of heat because it essentially is like a gaming PC, and so you do want to make sure you have good clearance on your top for your vent because that's where it's venting out of. Whether you lay it on its side or up, you don't want it too close to a shelf, or you're probably going to overheat the thing. Trying to remember anything else that I saw that was really good about it. I mean, all the gameplay was good. The speed, the quickness of it was good. They loved the load times, all that kind of stuff. The graphics was great. The controller, they said, is great. They didn't add anything negative to it. They just made better a little bit what they had before. The fact that you can put expandable storage that works well, and I think that's probably about it, unless something pops into my head here in just a second. I mentioned that it's got 1 terabyte inside. It's got 16 gigs of RAM. I didn't mention that, but I think we kind of already talked about that in previous episodes. Anything else that you guys were thinking that you were hoping to find out about what people thought?
No, not really. For me, it's going to be, when both consoles are out for a little while, just hearing the feedback on both of them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, you already know that, and based on the specs, that Xbox obviously, I guess, is going to have a better visual with the way it runs. But I just want to, I'm curious to just hear about, compare everything, be able to compare everything, and just see. Who knows? I might jump over to the Xbox game again for this.
My question is, will it have that big of a difference? Because sometimes when you get a stat that says, hey, 4K 120 frames a second, that sounds great if there's games that run 4K 120 frames a second made for the Xbox, right? Sometimes it's not because maybe it doesn't really run at the best. So only a few specific games that aren't very intense will run at 4K 120 frames a second. And that sucks to say, but we all know every time a new console's come out, there's been things like that, right? There's stats that they tout. And then when you actually compare them side by side, you're like, these both look the same. Like they look just as good. Yeah. And
I feel like it's going to be more that because it is a $500 console. Right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
On your question about the controller, it says here that the controller includes the additional USB-C connectivity to replace the top, like you said, the top fastening micro USB. Mm-hmm. It says the gamepad also retains the external batteries requiring AA cells or a separate charging back. When using a charging back, users will need a USB-C to USB-A cable due to a lack of USB-C on the system itself.
Okay. So it's just regular USB port to USB-C, no NFC charging. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, unless PlayStation had it, and I guess it's not a big deal because we're not used to it, but I think that'd be great if you had a pad you could just throw it down on.
That'd be awesome,
right? It's freaking sweet.
It's the big headache of all modern generations.
Never charged.
Oh yeah, I've got 3 PlayStation controllers, and they're all always dead.
Mm-hmm.
Never
because you just forget to plug them in when you're done playing.
Yeah, well, I don't. My wife and kids do.
Okay, I got you.
Oh, that one's dead. Claire goes, grabs the other one, turns it on. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and if you don't have a charging station and you just have that one cord, you charge one at a time. So I'll charge one and then I'll play with it and then forget to be charging the other one while I'm playing with that one. And it's just like, And it's not a big deal for me when I'm playing by myself because I always have one. But it's like if I ever have somebody come over and wants to play Madden with me or something, I always have one dead or two dead.
That stinks. I think I mentioned AMD is the guy that's who made this, the GPU in here, and they did say that it's pretty comparable to the 2070, 2080 Super, basically the the RTX, which I think that's pretty high level for a console.
Yeah. So
other than that,
sounds like they did a lot with processing and graphics. Was their focus? Graphics card and processor speed.
Yeah. Yep. They're really going for that seamless feel. That's clearly their goal.
Probably why you're still getting that 800 gig, that 1,000 terabyte, or that 1 terabyte.
Mm-hmm.
To keep that.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe. That's true. Yep. And they said, hey, we're going to offer this extra thing here, and hopefully people will buy it because they'll have to, right? And we're going to make some of our money back on that because obviously that little external hard drive probably is 80% profit.
Yeah.
So, and it might help with the console sales because people probably will buy it even though it's expensive because they want to not have any lag, right? They're buying the super fast thing. So, I mean, it's not going to cause lag in your actual shooting and stuff during a game. Don't get me wrong, guys. It is definitely a loading screen and startup lag that you're going to experience, not online internet play lag.
I imagine the game itself, I don't know. They may have I don't know if they have the ability to just down res it, right? If you're playing Call of Duty, for instance, Warzone, hey, we can't handle this at 4K. Does it automatically switch it down to 1080?
Oh yeah, while you're playing online, you mean? Yeah, I don't know. It might not even have the option. That's what I'm saying. You might be thinking, hey, I'm going to get on Call of Duty Warzone and play at freaking 4K, 120 frames a second on my super sweet Samsung TV. And then when you hook up, you realize, oh, no, that's only available in story mode. That's what I'm saying. And then when you're on online, yes, it dumbs you down to 4K 60 frames or 1080, 120 frames. That's what I'm guessing. That's what I think is going to happen. Because to imagine a console playing on an 80-inch TV in your living room at 4K 120 frames a second, if that's what they did, they blew it out of the water, in my opinion. I mean, that's just...
price-wise, I just don't see it feasibly being a thing, right?
Yeah, me neither. Yeah, hard to wrap my head around it.
If you have all your details turned up, everything is maxed out, I mean, there's no way you could do that on a console. That I would think. I would think it has to be like everything stripped back. So maybe the textures look good, but it's just not so much detail in that distance. Something.
Right, I don't know. We'll have to review that as time goes on.
Or like we're saying, or it's downscaling.
Right, right. Yeah. Well, because if it's not, then you're going to have some people really thinking about getting a console that thought they were done with consoles. Yeah. Right? I mean, because that's cheap. Oh, yeah. I'll hook that console up to my computer screen and let's play. Yeah. Right? Because that's what you're talking about doing. Yeah. Everything's becoming cross-platform anyways.
Yep. So I'll go get me a stream card and plug that bad boy into it, and there we go.
Yep.
Rock and roll.
Oh, yeah. They got my wheels turning. I'm going to be watching over these next couple months, see what actually happens here.
Hunter's over there like freaking PlayStation. Step it up. Come on, here we go. Come on, PlayStation. Where you at?
I think PlayStation's going to have huge changes too. They've never both come out with a new console and been like a big divide between them. Never. Yeah. So this just has me excited for both of them, to be honest. I really want to know the nitty gritty about the PlayStation 2. I'm excited for when it comes out.
See them details. See how that controller system works.
Mm-hmm.
That new dual sense.
Yeah, it's really too hard to tell until both products are out and you get some consumer reviews.
Yeah. Yep. I think that's all I've got.
All right. Well, that's good. Now I'm really thinking about an Xbox Series X.
Mm-hmm.
Got to wait till that PlayStation comes out, though. Size them up.
For sure.
The good thing is, I don't have a ton of money just to buy both, so it'll be a while before I pull any trigger on anything. So.
Yep. Same for me. I mean, I got to be very selective if I am able to get any.
Yeah. Hunter, though, on the other hand. Yeah, there you go. Hunter will be bringing the review here in 6 months, guys.
When does the PlayStation 5 come out? You guys know?
Next
later in November, right?
Isn't it? Or
Oh, so it's here, not very far at all.
yeah, they I think it's like the 18th. I think something.
Could you imagine what if Xbox didn't say anything? I mean, see, but they have to because they got to build hype, right?
Yeah. Oh.
But what if they didn't?
I was lying. It's coming out the 12th.
Oh, no time at all.
So it's coming out Thursday.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
November 12th on a Thursday.
So we'll be talking about it next week. Simple as that.
Yep. They'll get our special attention next week.
Mm-hmm.
We'll let Hunter present that.
Yeah.
We'll call it the Xboxing match.
The Xboxing match. I like that. No. Oh, it's good. Well, guys, we hope you enjoyed it. Ryan always bringing the tech, like a champ, like a pro. He gets in there and talks about the details, and I'm just like, oh, because I don't pick apart. Like if you're ever talking to Ryan about an Android phone, he's over there it's got the 25 micron screen, 1440,
I'm just like, it's got a pretty picture.
Yeah. Like, oh, that's pretty. That's Apple. It's pretty. Yeah.
No, Apple guys don't even do that. They just go, oh, next Apple. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's all they say.
Thank you. May I have another?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, Note has me the same way. It's not that it's Samsung and it's not that it's Android. It's the Note. It's had me since Note 4, and I can't go anywhere. I'm locked in. I look at other phones. I always go, I really looked at the Pixel. I looked at the Microsoft phone. I looked at a bunch of different ones. They're still running Android, and I just can't leave Note. They got me. They got certain features I've gotten used to, and it's it. It's just like a habit. It's like its own thing. Yep.
Well, guys, if you enjoyed tonight's episode, we'd like for you to go over to our Patreon. Check that out. You can donate to the show there.
Give us your money.
Or you can donate stars to us on Facebook. Give a share, give a like, tell a friend.
Mm-hmm.
All that good stuff to help us grow the community. As things settle down, right now our winter schedule has been crazy, or I should say fall schedule. We're not even into winter yet, but it's been a little crazy. So bear with us as schedules change. We may have situations where we have Hunter one week, Ryan another week. It's getting pretty crazy. So just bear with us. We'll get through the Christmas season. And we will be ramping up 2021 very strong.
But I know we got a ton of millionaire viewers out there. If you are a millionaire and you just drop the couple mils, then we won't have to worry about it. We can just create content for you daily. So
all the time.
Keep that in mind.
I know one millionaire that just keeps asking me to play games with him all the time.
Yeah, me too.
He could totally help a brother out. No, but we enjoy this, guys. Hey, and like I said, we do want to build the community and get more interaction. That's kind of going to be our goal moving forward into the next year. But just want to give you guys, kind of let you know what's going on with us, because we've been so busy, all of us. So anyway, we appreciate
busy little bees.
We appreciate the support. Those of you listening in and enjoying the show, that's what keeps us coming back for more.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, with that said, guys,
stay delirious.
Stay daddy.
And stay gaming. This has been a Delirious Dads production. For more information about the show, visit our website at www.deliriousdadsgaming.com. You can also find us on facebook.com/deliriousdadsgaming, twitch.tv, and YouTube. Make sure you like and share our pages to help us grow the channel. You can listen to the podcast on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and Spotify. Please leave a rating and review if you enjoy the show. Thank you again for listening, and we hope to see you next time.